Hey everybody, this is Chad Warren at ChadWarren76 Twitter, ChadWarren.me online, checking out a channel new to me, Picking Bones on YouTube. The title, as you see, is Kamala Harris and Masonic Influence on the Police Force.
Welcome to Picking Bones. My name is Eric Jones. Today we're going to talk about Kamala Harris and the secret Masonic police force. What? Yes, Kamala Harris, who just stepped down as a presidential candidate. Let's take a look at her. And this is actually an older story we're going to be taking a look at. But first, Dem So White. Kamala Harris exit raises hard questions about race and power in the Democratic Party. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Um, yeah, white people are pretty horrible, so um, I don't know if the Democrats are going to be able to win with white people, because white people are obviously a cancer on society. Without Kamala Harris, what will we do? I just don't know. But I do know we won't have quite as much Masonic corruption in the police forces without Kamala Harris. Here's an old story from 2015, and it's pretty weird. Somebody sent me this morning, and so we're going to talk about this story and a few related things. But basically, there was this fake Masonic police force that got busted, and it included an aide of Kamala Harris. And so let's just go through this article. This is the initial article that.
Okay, so yeah, please check out this episode of Picking Bones and let him know in the comments that ChadWarren.me sent you. I'm going to go to my response to that. I appreciate you speaking out against the I'm just overwhelmed with all this at 43 years old. I think the only sane way to fight this is by focusing our energy on creating a viable alternative community. We can use crypto and the same black markets we buy wheat from to ensure more and more of our labor turned into currency flows through our folk channels. We can live off grid, have garage sales without a permit, and we need to create our places to gather whether it's a park or coffee shop, etc. But this truth seeking can be a problem itself where we become addicted to researching occult info. How can we take action on the intel we gather is key. There isn't one group identity you can name that isn't subverted. The only reason we aren't totally corrupted is that paradoxically the predators need innocent prey to corrupt and feed off of. This is an uncomfortable idea to confront. Everything in the physical world has to feed off other living things. Every time we speak, we're fighting for a piece of real estate in other people's minds. All the good kings and queens and leaders were destroyed to consolidate everything under British Zionism, including all the Pentagon owns. Many know groups like Black Lives Matter, Occupy, Greenpeace, and InfoWars are fake rebel groups, but so is Christianity, humanism, and America. Look at the Bill of Rights as an example. If the government gives us rights, they can take them away. All they had to do was lie and say the government was run by the people, which just acted as cover for empire building. Then you have Democrats talking about slavery and racism while talking on smartphones made by slaves in China who jump off the roof of their prison skyscraper office so much they put up suicide nets. Israel runs Congress with the most powerful lobby. 27 Congresspeople have dual Israeli citizenship, so they're loyal to Israel first. Masonry is just Jewish mysticism for Goyim. That's how they trick us, by making us feel included, by giving us fake groups to belong to they control. The Christians are literal sheep bred for slaughter. Edwin Black, who is Jewish, wrote a book called The Transfer Agreement about how Hitler founded Israel with an agreement with a Zionist rabbi. Many Jews disagree with reoccupying Israel. Many Israelis disagree with how the Palestinians are treated. Then, of course, you have Trump supporters. Trump says he is a Mason on TV, thanks his Kabbalah teacher, and they say you hate Jews if you mention this. Russia does deals with both sides. Washington, D.C. is not going to call itself out to done anything about the 9/11 terrorist attacks. I promote the Lawyers Committee who has sued the FBI over their shoddy investigation, LC for 911truth.org, I believe. But These supposed truthers could care less. They're too busy swallowing and spitting back up their daily Trump memes about Schiff from their political pro wrestling show while they wear their made in China MAGA hats. Please help me learn how to organize a solution to this crap instead of whine online about it. We could put up flyers that say things like, "Our elections rigged," and "Every trade you make privately with crypto is a win for the people." We can't just react to Babylonian social engineering magic. We have to create our way out of this. Find me here at YouTube, chadwarren.me, at chadwarren76, chad.warren1 on Facebook. Thanks for your work. And thank you for listening. Please do me a favor and start commenting more, regardless of what it is you have to say in my comments. I sure would appreciate it. You could tell me what to check out. That's what Eric, who is Jewish Power and Privilege 9, does. He shares links. There's some of those I still need to check out. And I'm working on taking notes from a recent episode of The Antidote, which, let's see if we can navigate to this here.
Would come to that conclusion.
All right. So to page 512 of Proof of Conspiracy by Seth Abramson, we just finished talking a bit about the infamous Trump Tower, the Trump-Russia Tower meeting with Veselnitskaya, the lawyer, and then also this guy Akhmetshin, who is a recognized former Soviet military officer.
Okay, so the good and the bad that I experience with The Antidote is that, like, they are reading from Seth Proof of Conspiracy book. This is like very actual good, intel. Here are the key players, these spies, these people that are dual loyalists, that how Israel finances both sides, the left and the right, and all of these specific things. But it's like, I mean, very difficult for me to extrapolate out of that discussion who's doing what, right? Now think about this. First of all, these smart guys, I feel bad. There's Jeremy Rothschild and the other guy. I got to look up his name, Mark something, I think. But so they are analyzing that book, okay? And then that book, Proof of Conspiracy by Seth Abramson, is itself a digest of this information. So again, if we're independently watching these channels and then just doing YouTube videos about it, I mean, that's not how this works. You know what I mean? That's a bunch of freelance intelligence agents with no public intel agency that organizes this information and organizes responses. You see, these viewers and channel creators need to be working as a confederacy so that we can have an effect that is not contributing to the system. If you are for or against Trump, you have failed. You know what I mean? If you still believe you can vote when Harvard shows that there's only a 30% chance at best that any piece of legislation is going to become law because of the influence of lobbying. And then, of course, that's the Zionists that control the lobbying. So everything I'm trying to do is about organizing our folk community. And then that has two worlds. It has an online and a local world. And in addition to learning about how the existing power structure works, we have to create our own community, our own art, our own entertainment, our own alternative to Uber. So in that regard, I will show you in terms of, how do you make money? Here I am living in my camper with no power or water. So I was trying this, yesterday. I'm not sure if this is going to be of value at all, but does this not show the one? Okay, so you're making a 15 to 20-second video. You're getting paid $2. You're going to throw an object. You know what I mean? It's to train these computers how to recognize human movement, which is, of course, completely disturbing. But I mean, I'm sure all that data is already pulled up by cameras as we walk through life in a day, so I don't really see how this is changing much. You can train it by speaking. That's disturbing. What is this? Show us your passport? What is that? And they're only paying you 70 cents? What is that? Show us your meal and drink. Huh. Well, heck, why wouldn't I do that? Let's do that. Okay. Okay, so you got to take showing a delicious looking meal without angles, like your appetizer, entree, main dish, or dessert. Okay. And then here's your drink. I guess it has to be alcohol. I don't. It doesn't say that, but huh. Well, heck, I'll do that. Okay, so these are the things I gotta do. 479 minutes. How long is that? If there's 60 minutes in an hour, 5 times 6 is 30, so I think that's like 8 hours. Okay, so what do I got to do? No hands or people in your pictures. Choose a nice looking meal and drink. Distance to your meal. Drink 1 to 2 feet. Okay, no clear liquids. Okay. Huh. Weird. Well, I'm going to do that. I did one. Oh, do you want to save the job or discard it? I want to save it. But where's the one that I did do? I did one yesterday. Oh, rejected? Why was it rejected? Oh no, you're not told anything. Talk about slavery. Slave worker. Huh. Why is that so many of these work at home opportunities have to be scams like this? And there's no communication. What does this mean? Advent calendar. That's weird. Anyway, well, that was a big flop, huh? So I was looking for opportunities like that, something you could do for money, but I don't know. Anyway, hope you have a good day.